This broadcast is a threadbare lifeline. Trust nothing. Not the silence, not the voices, not even your own memories. The storm lies. The static lies. But I will try to tell the truth. Stay with me. Stay alive. Samuel W. Kane. October 24th, 12:03 a.m. Still breathing, still broadcasting. For how much longer? The generators are down to 18% fuel. The thing that broke in here. It's gone. For now. Left a souvenir, though. A handprint on the wall. Not blood. Something thicker. Darker. It smells like copper and burnt hair. The tornadoes are circling. 5 of them, maybe 6. I can see the shadows of their funnels through the cracks in the boards, blacker than the sky, twisting like serpents. They're not natural. Not anymore. The winds don't blow in cycles. They breathe. In, out. As if the storms themselves are alive. But let's rewind. Let me tell you what happened after the static. After the counting. That voice. It wasn't human. Too many syllables. Too many tongues. I've looped the recording, filtered it through every frequency. Buried in the static, there's another sound. A wet, rhythmic sloshing, like something being dragged through mud. 3 minutes after the countdown ended, the first reports came in. A schoolteacher in Nest City, Mrs. Pauline Riggs, used a CB radio to describe a structure. It materialized in the middle of what used to be Highway 183. She called it a shard. Over 300 feet tall, glassy, humming, and cold. So cold it gave her son frostbite when he got within 20 feet. She said it looked like a sliver of mirror, but when you stared too long, your reflection changed, aged, rotated. Her last transmission. It's growing roots. Oh God, it's feeding. Since then, 7 more shards have been reported across the state. Always near storm paths. Always where the black rain pooled. A National Guardsman's walkie-talkie, recovered near a shard outside Jetmore, picked up a looped message. Do not approach the obelisks. They are not objects. They are organs. Apologies. The air's getting worse. Tastes like battery acid. Now, let's talk about the veins. Around 10:15 p.m., listeners in Scott City began reporting. Fissures. Not in the ground. In the sky. Thin, glowing cracks splitting the atmosphere. Purple light bleeding through. They branch, multiply, pulse, like capillaries. Like a nervous system. A retired air traffic controller, Franklin Boyd, compared it to watching the universe have a stroke. But here's where it gets complicated. A group of survivors sheltering in the Salina Public Library noticed something. Whenever the veins brighten, the infected melt, not die. Their bodies lose cohesion, liquefying into a black tar-like substance that crawls toward the nearest shard. It takes hours, sometimes days. But then, they reform. Different. Better. A firefighter in Concordia watched a cluster of infected dissolve and pool together, only to rise as a single, towering mass of fused limbs and teeth. He called it the steeple. Said it moved like a spider. Like a prayer. I need to tell you about the light, the one near Nicodemus. It's back. Brighter. Closer. 2 hours ago, a ham radio operator in Stockton managed to broadcast for 37 seconds. Her name was Darlene. She'd been hiding in a church bell tower, said the light was now hovering over the town square, that it emitted a tone. A single sustained note that made her molars ache. She described figures emerging from the glow, not infected, not quite human either. Tall, thin, silhouettes flickering like film projected on smoke. The last thing heard was the bell tolling. Once, twice. Then silence. I'm tired of metaphors, tired of riddles. Let me give you facts, cold, hard, and useless as they are. Fact 1. The static isn't random. It's a pattern, a language. I've charted the intervals, every 17 minutes, as regular as a heartbeat. And each time it hits, the shards vibrate. A trucker near Tribune said it made his fillings burst. Fact 2. The infected are evolving, avoiding tripwires, using tools. A farmer near Cocker City watched one open a barn door. Another in Lincoln County saw a group of them stacking rocks into shapes, circles, spirals, altars. Fact 3. The government's still out there, or what's left of it. At 11:22 p.m., a scrambled frequency bled through. A military officer barking coordinates. All remaining units converge on Sector Echo 7. Detonation authorized. God help us all. That was the sound of McPherson being erased from the map. A fireball visible from 50 miles away. But get this. A feed from a weather satellite passed over Kansas an hour ago. No crater. No radiation. Just a hole. A perfect circle of nothing where the town used to be. And in the center? A shard, twice as tall as the others. They're not trying to save us. They're trying to contain it. I need to share this now, before it's too late. A journal was found near Great Bend. Belonged to a biologist named Dr. Esme Cole. She'd been studying the Black Rain. Her notes, God. She claims the rain isn't water, it's eggs. Microscopic spores that burrow into soil, water, flesh. She wrote that the shards are fruiting bodies, structures built by whatever the spores birth underground. But here's the entry that haunts me. The storms aren't weather, they're migrations. The thing beneath us, it's moving, shedding its skin, and we're the lice it's scratching off. 3 days ago, a family in Ellsworth fled into the storm drains. They thought they'd be safe. Then the walls sweated. A thick, mucus-like slime that hardened into a honeycomb pattern. Inside each cell, a pupa, translucent, pulse, and inside that, something with too many joints, too many eyes. The father, Marcus, got one word out before his radio died. Hive. Listen to me. The static's due in 90 seconds. I can feel it. The air's getting thinner, colder. If you're near a shard, run. If you see the light, hide. And if you hear the countdown, God, it's early. The static's coming early. They're not counting down. They're counting up. The number's different this time. 22, 21, 20. I think I know what happens when they reach 0. But I need you to know, there's still beauty here. The stars are singing. Did I tell you that? A shepherd near La Crosse swears he heard it. A melody in the gamma frequencies. No, not a melody, a lullaby. And the sun rises? God, the sun rises. All crimson and gold like the world's a bleeding egg yolk. Almost makes you forget the shadows don't match the light.